And we're live. I hope we're live. Can everybody hear me? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. Andy here, back in the old man shed. Sounds a bit like Peter, doesn't it? But yeah, another chilly day. It's Andy. Yes, it is indeed, Simon. Nice to see you. Oh, yes. Very chilly. It hasn't shifted much from 4 degrees centigrade. So it's the jumper. Yeah, there's two of these. There's a sort of a reddy burgundy coloured one and a grey one, but very necessary in this inclement patch of winter that we're having. It could be worse. There's no snow. It's been raining most of the week, which kept me out. You need a turbo heater? No, I don't need a jet engine sitting here in my shed. Thank you very much. Uh, 2 degrees in Dutch Holland at the moment. And good afternoon to you. Hi, good to see you. Valis 56XX says Maura Curran. That means Chris is in. Hello, Chris. How are we doing? We've got 19 in the chat, which is good for a Sunday, with 6 thumbs up. So if everybody would like to tickle the thumbs up, that would be very kind of them. Andy81E, hello there. Nice to see you. We've got Choberton Junction. That's Tony. Hello, Tony. John Pinney, good afternoon to you. And Newlyn Railway is Clive. Thumbs up, thump. Thank you, Pete. That's very kind. Oh, hang on. -2 here. Expected 7.7 centimetres. That's that's about sort of 3 inches worth of snow expected. Dear. Oh, there's Chaz. Hello, Chaz. There's Charlestown Model Railway. Nice to see you, Chaz. Chuck Schreiber, how's Texas today? Oh, 36. That's 2 degrees centigrade. Yeah, we're all having pretty much all of the same kind of jazz. Good evening, and everyone in the chat. Just watching a film from your youth. Those magnificent men in their flying machines. Yes, yeah, that was quite a film. I do have the Jones goods that they used, where Terry Thomas came down between 2 coaches and got stuck between the two. Then went through a tunnel and it tore him to shreds. Very good film. Always enjoy seeing that when it's on. Just seen in the news a terrific accident in Sweden. Around 100 cars involved. I'm surprised at the Swedish, because they're usually quite conservative and calm about things with the Swedes, I would have thought. But I love that movie. There's quite a few stars in it, as they say, which is all relative to the time. But black ice and a nasty snowstorm, that doesn't help. That really doesn't help. Quite nasty. So yes, I've finally managed to get all of the German rolling stock, almost all the German rolling stock I have. There's also, there's Simon Trains. Hello, Simon. Nice to see you. I love snow. I don't. Better than the freezing rain and ice we've had. Black ice for a couple of days. Yeah, none of that is very nice. Snow looks nice and perfect and all the rest of it, but chilly stuff. Roll on the summer. That's what I say. Roll on the summer. Even spring. Something over 10 degrees centigrade, 50 plus degrees Fahrenheit would warm my soul, as they say. But enough about my soul. Yes. Managed to find the class, I believe it's the class 36, which is 460, a mogul. I just couldn't find it. I looked all over the place. I looked in the house. I looked at all the the usual suspect places that it would be, because all the German trains are in one spot. There's Curly Express. Nice to see you, Dwight. Welcome in. But it was in the shed all the time. It was hiding in yonder corner underneath. I just saw the corner of the box. I thought, that looks blue. It's Pico. And sure enough, there it was. So then I proceeded to get all of the rolling stock out. Saxon model, which I believe when these were made, they were made in East Germany. Perhaps Anthony can confirm that. And yeah, they're sort of budget stuff. I haven't seen Ivo in today, but there was, he did say that there was some kind of event going on over in the Netherlands, or maybe in Germany, something like that. And he was swinging in the wind as to whether he would go or not. Oh, there's Tom Couples. Hello, Tom. Nice to see you. Yeah, so I found it, and then I found all the other bits and pieces that went with it, all the Saxon model. So there it is. It's quite a long train. There was a discussion yesterday about the wagon with the barrels on it, which is right here. Look, I'm pointing right there. So yes, it's what does it say on it? It's all in German. Let me grab this for a moment, and then perhaps Anthony can elucidate us. That's what it says, Anthony. So can you give us an idea of what that says? I'll try and keep it still. East German from the Dresden area. Yeah. So I'm not sure if this is wine or what we would call lager or beer. It says Weinhandelskontor. That's got to be wine. Those are wine barrels. Wine dealer. Okay, thank you, Anthony. Yeah, so found that. It was very similar to one that Ivo bought up yesterday, but it's got this extra sort of Lord Owl's outhouse on the back of it. And so is this one. And so is that one. And so is that one. And so is that one. And a very funky looking BP tanker there with that one as well. So they've all got the little outhouse on there. Probably some kind of braking apparatus in there, I would imagine. Like a guard's hut. So, yes. Anyway, let's get the show on the road. If I place you somewhere just about here, then we should see the action. Yeah. So we have two trains. There's Andy Dobson. Hi, Andy. How are you, man? Nice to see you. Nice. Not put a wine car next to a chemical car. Yes, this is, however, a sort of train set high. So let's not take it too seriously. The chemical car next door is actually filled with grain alcohol. He lied. There's your mitigating circumstances. So yes, even the BP here. Look, I'm pointing. Even that one is hasn't got oil in it. It's actually moonshine. So yeah. Van den Eisenbahn. There's Erich. Oh, we've got Erich, and we've got Cara, and we've got Willie. So how about that? Except is that a brake compartment? Okay, thanks, Jean. Nice to see you, Jean-Ricard. Lots of pointing. Yeah, absolutely. I love a bit of pointing. So yes, this is the class 36. Let me drag you a little closer. there we are. Apparently this came sort of semi-kit form, and you had to add lots and lots of bits on the top of it. But fortunately for me, somebody had already done it. And there is the ubiquitous class 78, which is a Fleischmann. And that's pulling, I think you'll agree, quite a long train, considering I've got every piece of German stock that I can possibly have. There's also some, these are also Saxon model, but as you can tell, it's got a DR written on there, which is probably East German. And then we've got some Era 2, there's an Era 2 coach there, some more East German, going right around to the back, which is right there. And those are all Saxon model. Right, let's get your trackside. Trackside it is. How's that? Yep, not bad. Right, let's get things a rolling. We'll move them on out. Here we go. Alles klar. Deutsche Reichsbahn. So yes, East Germany. Yes, I'm picking up a bit of that from Anthony. I know Anthony doesn't do Era 2 or around that kind of stuff, obviously, because there's connotations there and historic things like that. But let's get the other one moving. Here comes class 78. And off we go. A little bit of a squeak on the Pico. You should hear that coming past just now. Roy Dennis. Good afternoon, Roy. I hope you're well. Apparently your shoulders are much better, so that's good news. Glad to hear it. Mr. Graham Fulton. The man of big boy fame. Nice to see you, Graham, and good afternoon to you. And I hope today finds you well, you and Hazel, and the doggy, of course. And yeah, fascinating big boy conversion now. I sort of had an idea that's the avenue you were going to go down. So you have proved that correct, but there's teething troubles. There goes our squeaky Pico, class 36. There's the funky wine barrel wagon, which I must admit I really like that. Apparently they did away with them because people were drilling them and draining them. Hazel and Ruby. There you go. There you go. So there we go. The class 78 in Era 2. And everything on that train, I believe, is Era 2. Slight different shades of green. But there you go. Right, let's see if I can just drag the speed down on that a little. And that might negate the squeak. That's not bad. That's a tender drive, that one, the Pico. Yeah, it's quieting the squeak down a bit, but it probably needs a little lubrication here and there. Yeah, I don't think it sounds like a long job, Graham. I think it's just a matter of take out the old EM2, transform in an EM1, which is still a pretty powerful speaker. And yeah, I think it'll be fine. There a little bit of fettling and just make sure it works. The only negative point is that it goes into the post, and you never know what happens to your parcels in the post. They're not, you know, as a general rule, careful with our beautiful trains. So it's just a bit of a lottery, really. There we go. That's not running too bad. Oh, I'm pointing again. Right, ladies and gents, here's a coffee. Cheers to everybody. I hope your Sunday is everything you hoped for. Oh, I made that myself, and that's really hit the mark. Just as a little aside, let me just grab you for a second and pull you towards the shed. Out of the corner of your eye, you may well have seen this. Aha! It is a Black 5. One of the new Black 5s. This is a locomotive I picked up at Doncaster. And yes, it's got the new vapey smoke unit in it, which I've been playing around with. So one thing that Hornby have modified is the lights. Let me just show you this one on the back. That is a much, much smaller light than the ones they had on their original Blast. And I just realized that it's actually, I've actually not isolated this one, so I better turn that off. And it looks like it's got a stay alive on it. That's still going, isn't it? How about that? Can everybody see the little yeah, it's just starting to fade out now. Just make sure that's up. There you go. Yeah, I just had it on the joint there. So let me just relocate you. And I can read the chat. There we go. Yes, one of my many small purchases from Doncaster, Simon. That's absolutely correct. Bit of a costly item, and I have been playing with it. The vape unit is a bit hit and miss at the moment, so it's probably down to the operator. That's me. But I'll be playing with that in the coming week, and hopefully I can get it running. I mean, it runs superbly. Straight out of the box, it runs absolutely superbly. No binding, no nothing like that. The lights work really well on it, and they've reduced the size of those lights, and it has made a big, big difference. When's the next big model railway show, Andy 81E? The next big show, I believe, is Glasgow, which I believe is this weekend. I could be wrong about that. But the next big one for me coming up is Alexandra Palace in March. And that's usually a great big show. One that most years I attend. Yeah, Scotland. Thanks, Timber. And good afternoon to you. And there's Mum and Son train rail fans. That's Tammy and Ray. A very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure having your company. And yes, comparatively so, these are noisy locomotives, but very reliable. These are the product of the 1980s, so you're talking 40 plus years of sitting in boxes and operation, and that's not to be sniffed at. Never been to Ali Palace on the bucket list. Well, Alexandra Palace is on a promontory in North London, so you overlook Hornsey railway sheds and that kind of thing, and you get a great panorama of the city of London. You can see most of the sites, right from the former post office tower, which is BT Tower now, right across to the Shard and beyond. And you can see as far as Tottenham in North London, because you can actually spot the incinerator plant, which is on the North Circular Road. So yes, it's quite a panorama from the top there. So bring your camera and set it on telephoto, and you should be able to pick out some details of London. Yeah, it's a long way, but you've got to remember that Alexandra Palace is right. It does have its own station, and it's a free bus trip from the station to Alexandra Palace, which is up quite a steep hill. So steep, in actual fact, that I think Red Bull have their go-kart races on there, where people knock together these soapbox carts and then run them down the hill. And it's quite a steep hill. It really is. Yeah, it's a good bit of fun, actually. I do enjoy watching that, watching people make fools of themselves. But it's all good fun. And I treat it that way. It's not serious. And I think Red Bull have to be applauded for actually putting something like that on. That must take some organisation to do that. But then any exhibition or anything like that at Alexandra Palace would take quite a bit of money to put together. Let's just tamp down the class 78. That's better. Oh, there's Joe Raider. Good morning, Joe. The man at the Blackrock Central Railroad. Nice to see you. Hope you're well, Joe. Yeah, Andy, it does look pretty dangerous, but even though it's a steep hill, they put enough obstacles in the way to keep the speed down, I think. So there's not that much chance of anybody getting seriously injured. And the crowd's well protected, so I think it's a well organised event. I've certainly never heard of any serious injuries coming from any of those. Boxcar Jerry has got a video out at the moment. And there's Daz. Hello, Daz. Daz Faulkner, everybody. So, yes, it's a brisk 4 degrees out there. Richard's out in the garden filling some bits and filling one of our bins full of foliage, which we've chopped off one of our trees. More of that to come this week. There's some trees that need chopping down, so that kind of thing needs somebody in, a professional, to do that. And I'm not talking Bodie or Doyle. So yes, as a follow-up, if my experiments go according to plan, I should be able to get the Black 5 into operation for next week's edification, and with some suitable I don't know. It's a mixed traffic engine. It could be goods, or it could be passenger. I haven't quite decided yet. But yes, if it's working the way it continues to work, that should be favourable. It's not the only locomotive I purchased at Doncaster. Um, there are some others, but they will come in the weeks that follow. Again, a little more testing and that kind of thing, of fettling. One likes to put on a good show, so ideally you don't want to put it on the track and it fails after the first corner. So I do tend to be quite hard on it. It's nice to have a bit of longevity, at least when you're asking them to perform for an hour. Yeah, Pete, that's pretty much all I've got in the way of German stock. So I think we can say this is probably all era 2 and 3. So East German or wartime Germany. The original idea was to get some stock to go with the Class 78, because that's the one, or one of the locomotives they used in The Great Escape. And it just took my fancy. Obviously, great film. And I thought, I wonder what's available. So I had a look in Beatties, which was in Holborn in London at the time. And sure enough, they had a Class 78 um, in the correct era. So I splashed out. Let's put it that way. Ivo. Speak of the devil when he shall appear. Not at all. Good afternoon, Ivo. I hope you're well. Yes, I did look at the wine wagon, Ivo, the one with the 2 barrels on it. It's got 2 barrels and a little outhouse, and it's definitely wine that it's carrying. Probably not for long if everybody drills them out and drains them. All again on slot. You're going to have to run that past me again, Nick. Don't quite understand your banter there. Well, John, the only thing I can say to that is darn it. There's Tim JD Dowd. Hello, Tim. I hope today finds you well. More coffee, guys and girls. Cheers. One thing I haven't seen this week is an update from Robert. If you're out there and you're watching, Robert, you can always pop into the chat. You're always welcome. And it'd be great to see an update if you can manage one. I know like Roy, you've been having trouble with your shoulders. Don't really want to exacerbate that any. And I know at 4 degrees, it's not exactly been the most hospitable weather to be running model trains in. For a proper PMG train, the passenger cars should be behind the loco, as you don't have heating if they are at the rear. Oh, I understand. Oh, okay. Sorry, Ivo, my bad. I would have thought they'd have continuous steam heat pipes going through there, though, but yeah, I'll make a note of that. Yeah, two different shades of, one's more of an olive colour and the other one's more of a brighter green, but still attractive. And there's Mark in the chat. Stand over, Mark. Nice to see you, Mark. Hope you and your family are well and improving, as they say. Running the full extent of my German stock today. There is one train, however, that isn't on here, and that's the one that Richard got, and that is a true wartime camouflage type train. Very, very expensive. I've got a feeling it's a Roco, but I could be wrong. But it was a really expensive train, and without Richard in here, you know, I'd be very loath to run it. And there's Papa John Trains. Nice to see you, Papa John. Good morning to you. I hope you're not snowed in, but I'm sure you could probably dig your way out. Hang on, wait a minute. I'm working on some pop videos at the moment. A rest from the railway ones. Pop? Pop, or is this popular music? And good afternoon to you, Andrew. I hope today finds you well and your family. Oh, Andrew, while you're here, I did pick up some coaches from the Midland Blue Pullman while I was at Doncaster. So I'm going to start working on putting one of those together. I know you've got the whole train. Pop music. Okay. Yeah, strange, but whatever floats your boat. And Mark is stuffing his face. Well, that's what you should do. You should keep the furnace going, Mark. Can't do much without it. For those that don't know, Dwight is due to do his live tonight. For the UK, that's 7 o'clock, which will probably be 2 in the afternoon for Eastern Standard Time. Just correct me if I'm wrong there, Dwight. Mr. Tuna Can Express himself. Right, let's give you a change of scene. Here we go. Still got the little Baldwin over there with a range of Southern coaches. I love it. That's the little Baldwin that I put a ESU micro in there. It was a bit of a squeeze, but I managed it. Here we go, ladies and gents. And there we go. Right, let's just heave you up a little bit. Let's maybe drag you back a little further. straddling the tracks. Right, let's just move the cable. There we go. Central time. Oh, you're central? Right, I'm surprised. And we've got Randall in there, the gentleman of Kansas. Hello, Randall. I hope this morning finds you well. Randall, trains of Germany today. This is all of the German stock that I have. I believe it's all the German stock, but yeah, that's everything I've got. So that's enough for 2 big trains worth. Well, relatively big considering how large the shed is. And America Model Railroading is Artie. Very good evening to you, Artie. I hope today finds you effervescent as always. I can say that, I've got my teeth in. Apparently you still have some woes with your big boy, Dwight. You didn't tell us what those woes were. Is it just a matter of more parts that you can't find? Or is it just a poor fit? Well, the statistics are today that we've got 39 in the chat with 33 likes. This is most favourable. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for pushing that little like button and attending today's edification. It's very, very kind of you, and I am most appreciative. Leamington Station is Graham. Good afternoon, Graham. I hope today finds you well. You're probably working on something technical, or like Mark, you may well be stuffing your face full of food. Oh, by the way, this is the pipette you get for filling the Black 5 with water for its vape unit. It does have a piece that goes on the end and is a thorough pain in the arsehole. So I'll be looking to use something like a syringe for this instead of this contraption. But apparently the little flexi bit on the end is the bit that goes right down into the tank, so you can actually drain it after you've used it. Because obviously in the box is probably going to be sitting on its side and it will probably leak. Installing lights on a friend's layout. An admirable pursuit. As you use the word friends, that probably means there's no money involved and you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. And that needs to be applauded. Yeah, the one on the inside track, RT, is the Class 36. This one's made by Pico. It's a tender drive 460. According to Ivo, this came as a basic locomotive, and lots of the actual external parts that you see on it, pipes, etc., you have to add yourself. Fortunately, that was already done for me. Heard somewhere the German railway modelers of steam locos are jealous of our British ones because of the many and varied coloured liveries we have or had. I don't know. Um, I think there's much to be said for having them two colours, black and red. Uh, you can't really go wrong with two colour shades, whereas with various Big Four or British Rail, there seem to be variations in colour, exacerbated with the modelling companies using slightly different shades, which is a whole other ballgame. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I suppose if you go back beyond 1925, then there were probably, well, as Ivo states, there were more colour liveries, but contemporary, I don't know, post World War II, I would imagine it was pretty much all black and red. Yeah, 38 different shades of post office red. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've got to remember, red's a terrible colour for sunlight because it does tend to fade to pink. For anybody that's left something red out in the sunshine, it does bleach it pretty well. Feldspan. That's a lovely name. Purple brown. Tom's Mechlin train layout. Hello, Tom. Good morning to you. Yes, class 36 460, made by Pico. Original Pico model, which is a tender drive, pulling everything I've got in the way of Saxon model rolling stock. And then on the other track, a class 78 with pulling the passenger stock. There is some passenger stock on here, but there's some DR mixed in there somewhere. So he's German. Here comes the class 78, pulling all my era 2 stock coaches. Yeah, which shade of post office red? Good one. Uh, you do realise that I am in the deepest, darkest depths of Hertfordshire, and Glasgow is in the very much the lowlands of Scotland. So no, I don't think I'll be attending that one. That might be just too big a hit on the wallet. So I'm going to save the money for Ali Pally. I don't know about normal Joe, but mixing it on the same train I have little choice because I only have two German engines. So needs must, as they say. Yeah, Joe. We're on a branch line. Aha. Thank you, Ivo. You saved the day there. It just shows you again. That's something I didn't know. But I must say it's an absolute bonus having somebody like Ivo who can guide our toddling feet, as they say. Yeah, timber. I wonder why that is. Is it because that nobody can be bothered to get the Scottish YouTubers together, or is it just that they're not really interested in that kind of thing? Interesting one for conversation there. But yeah, that's it's a nice sideline to any exhibition, meeting fellow YouTubers and modelers. Um, yeah, very enjoyable. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know how everybody else feels about that, but considering we got 40 plus YouTubers together at Gets, um, I'd say everybody enjoyed it. 25-cent caboose. How on earth did you manage that? Ah, Tunbridge Model Railway Exhibition. Yeah, I suppose that's sort of midway between. Well, it's closer to London than it is the South Coast, so you probably had a bit of travel there, Mark. Yeah, Ivo, I believe there is KD number 17, 18, 19, and 20, which are all varying lengths, as I understand it. Well, that's good, Mark. I just have to say that Doncaster was very busy. I was surprised that we weren't that far down the queue, but once we got inside, it filled up rather rapidly. Yeah, Pete, it was a very good day at Doncaster. Um, it was a good train journey up. The one going back with all the football supporters wasn't quite so good, but we managed to stay out of trouble. I think it helped that the team that were away actually won, so that obviously put them in a good mood. I don't know what would have happened if it was the other way around, but we shall never know. And there's Monsville Railway. Good evening to you. It's got to be evening there, or good nights, as they say. But yeah, thanks for popping in, Mon. That's very good of you. Always good to see what you're meddling around with. And let's face it, we all meddle or twiddle. Twiddle or meddle. Meddling sounds a bit like you don't know what you're doing. So I gather we're all twiddlers. Twiddle with, yeah, absolutely. 9 minutes to midnight. So it's almost morning. It's almost morning tomorrow. So almost into Monday morning. But welcome in. Always good to have your company. I don't think you're a meddler, Tom. Definitely a twiddler. Yeah. The Class 36 has redeveloped its squeak, but it's not too serious. I think probably lack of lubrication. I'll make sure its wheels are cleaned and it's lubricated before it finds its way back home in its little box. Didn't have to queue for too long. Didn't get there about 1:45, so it wasn't bad then. Oh, that's fair enough. Oh, it looks like Delph Pete is treating himself to a roast. So who's cooking that, Pete? Is that you or is that Sue? I don't know if you're a gourmet or a chef, as they would call it. I would imagine it's probably Sue. Wigan Fine Scale Show. Let's be right over, yeah. I must admit that used to be quite a thing on a Sunday. Roast dinner, pork, chicken, beef, with the odd gammon occasionally. But that sort of petered out, I think, because it was a lot of preparation, and B, it was sometimes I was just defeated before I started eating the thing. So the meals used to come up so large that you think, oh my God, this is going to be an absolute blowout. So Sunday became more of a sort of a barbecue type of day. But fear not, I shall be eating something just after the live stream. You're starting your diet in 6 minutes, so that's when you're going to go to bed. So, so yes, there's little chance of putting on any weight between when you go to bed and when you wake up. Yeah, Anthony, perhaps we can have a couple of full-size cutouts of you and Joyce that we can take along to various shows, and we'll pop you in there so you'll be at every event. But you can't beat the real thing. Well, there's Party Kill Charlie, who is in Malta. I hope and pray that Malta has got better weather than we have, Charlie. If it's up into the 70s and 80s Fahrenheit, um, just enjoy it while we all freeze. Bangers and mash, yeah. Um, there is much to be said for bangers and mash. Nice, flavorful sausages and mashed potato with a little salt and pepper and a copious amounts of butter in it, well mashed. Yeah, very nice. 16 degrees. Well, 16 is not fabulous, is it? But it's better than anything that we've got, Charlie. And there's Wesley. Good morning to you, Wesley. I hope today finds you well. And the train freak is Jason. Jason, good morning to you. Hope you and your family are well. And this is the trains that I should have run last week. Both German, but there was one locomotive I couldn't find, which is the one that is just coming into view about now. This German class 36, 460, 10 to drive, running on DC, with every bit of rolling stock I've got. And that seems to run quite reliably for a model that dates back to late 70s, early 80s. Yes, they're comparatively noisy, but it was the technology of the time. Plus, oh, hang on, wait a minute. I'll need these. Bloody hell, you know, Ivo's right. It's a class 38. I do beg your pardon, but without my glasses, I can't see the bloody thing. So there you go. Yeah, class 38. Wash my mouth out with soap. And Papa John Train's got a high nose SP for $10. How does he do it? Papa John, your middle name isn't Clive, is it by any chance? Flavoured soap. I must admit, uh, under some encouragement from my sister when I was a young lad, um, I did eat some soap and vomited quite badly afterwards. But all of a sudden, then my sister became very scarce for a while. The soap actually was palm olive, and yes, I never did that again. Yeah, another bargain hunter. I think it's called thrifty. Is that right, Papa John? Thrifty. Why pay more if you don't have to? For Ajax, can you imagine that? From what I can recall of Ajax, it was the version that we got here. It was a powdered detergent which you use to clean your bath, and that that was really really nasty. Yeah, Randall, I would say you need a bit of relaxation time. You've obviously been hitting it pretty hard, and I'd get your head down and relax. But it's good to see you in the chat, Randall. You look after yourself. To tell you the truth, Roy, I haven't seen Ajax for years. We used to have all kinds of four-letter words. Ajax, then you had Flash, you had Omo, and lots of sort of flashy three-letter word names. Oh yeah, Class 50 Ajax. Yeah, absolutely. You can still get Ajax in the Netherlands. Ooh. Yeah, it's a shame. The only thing we can get a Flash these days, that used to come as a like a powdered detergent, but it's all liquefied these days, so you don't have to mix it down or anything like that. The only mixing you'd have to do is with water to reduce its strength or make it go further. Oh yeah, Dreft. Yeah, um, I believe Dreft is used in like a washing powder for clothes, which has got which is very soft and good for wool, as far as I can remember. A Yugoslavian shop scouring powder called Bum. That's a cracker. An absolute cracker. Oh yeah, yeah. Ivo come out with that one. A soap called Barf, Barf, which, for those that don't know, is an American colloquial name for vomit. Oh dear. Barf. Oh dear, dear, dear. Oh, right. Okay. Meanwhile, back on the PC. Right, let's just drag everything to a stop. These are obviously pulling quite a bit of current. Let me just drag you down a little. The old transformer's quite warm. So yeah, they do pull a bit of current between them. Oh, it's all gone quiet. Can everybody still hear me? Must go out for a walk in the sun. Catch you like, oh, Charlie. Charlie. Walking in the sun. Yes, I remember that. Toothpaste is great for polishing too. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's a very good fine polishing compound. Yeah. That's sad for you, Charlie. Yeah, what is that? Seasonally adjusted disorder. Yeah. Oh, there's Eric. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you. That's very kind of you, Chuck. You take care and don't do anything silly down the week. Unfortunately, there are no trains. No trains in Malta. Oh, how sad. But never mind. It's sunny here too. We'll stay inside. It's 2 degrees centigrade outside. Yes, just because it might appear sunny, it's only the illusion of warmth because of its brightness. I have to go out and do the first shoveling of this storm. Well, Anthony, take care. You've got a bit of a dicky back. So at the first signs of any trouble, abandon ship. That's the only thing I can say. But your body will tell you. There's trams in Malta, isn't there? Sam's official. I don't know. Do you remember what the Omo boxes were used for? Yeah. Apparently, for anybody that used to see boxes of Omo on the outside window of kitchens and things like that, it was used to signify that old man out was the intimation. So it was an invitation from suitors to boredom, come in and I don't need to explain it any further. You should be getting your suit. It's now freezing rain for you guys. Freezing rain. God. There's Sparky. Hello, Dave. Nice to see you. Yeah, freezing rain, snow. It's not really my kind of thing. I prefer a little warmer, climate. Thank you very much. What do I mean? What did I say? Omo, old man out. Yeah, it was brings a whole different meaning to laundry day. But I do remember as a child looking at various windows in the blocks of flats, and there were boxes of Omo in the window. Old man out. Yeah, my husband's away. The cats and the mice will play, as the phrasing goes. Thanks, Eric. Nice to see you. My best to Cara and Willie and Opa. High winds today. Yeah, I know. Please explain clearly. Yes, it was a window indicator that the husband was out and the coast is clear for anybody to come in and yeah. I don't want to say it. It's a family show, but there you go. Have a coffee. Yes, have a coffee. Jean Ricard, you're absolutely right. A visit. Yeah, a sexual visit. That's as clear as I can possibly put it. Spit it out, man. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Indulge in carnal jollification. Indeed, Chris. Thank you very much for that. The coast was clear for any man that wasn't the husband to help with the laundry. Yes, Maura. Yeah. That's very succinctly put. I said it well enough. Yeah, thanks, Pete. Yeah, but that was something a friend of mine told me, and it never ever occurred to me until I thought back and realised how many boxes of Omo I saw in windows, and it's like the bell just went clang. Yeah, naughty business, but nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. Does she go? Does she go? Yes, maybe not. Yes, thanks everybody for attending. Still 46 in with 44 likes, according to my statistics. Teeth in. Easier than wiring up a red. Yeah, something like that. I guess I've been doing the laundry wrong. Yeah, perhaps you have, Eric. But there's always hope for you. Quick, get a box of Omo. I wonder if there was an oh whoa, old woman out. Probably not. Is that why Stevenage has a bad reputation? Known in the Shire as Thievenage, yeah, maybe. But put lots and lots of people together and you're going to find strange times everywhere. But there you go. I'm digressing, indeed. Thanks everybody for coming, and I'll catch you in Dwight's stream, which will be tonight. You have to turn the box upside down. Brilliant, brilliant. There you go. Thanks, Clive. Nice to see you thinking. Thanks very much for attending. It's always a pleasure having your company to run a few trains. And thumbs up, thump. Thank you very much, Pete. And take care, everyone. And I will catch you in the streams. Never bloody worked. Maybe not. I'll catch you in the streams, or next week. With a bit of luck, I should have the Black 5 in operation. Maura's going to do the laundry. I'm lost for words there. Thanks for coming, Maura. Always great to see you. And I'll catch all of you folks fairly soon. So, arrivederci, and all that kind of good stuff. And I'll catch you all a bit later. Adios.